Hi Peugeot fans, this is the 308cc and I've had a lot of people messaging me and asking when's the 308cc back in the picture. Guys, stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, because today I'm going to diagnose why this roof doesn't want to work and niggle down into what I think is wrong with this car, because it's becoming an absolute nightmare and I need to get this sorted, solved, so I can move on to a new exciting project. So stay tuned, let's figure this out together. Alright guys, so back on the Peugeot 308cc GTI. What is the problem? Okay, stay tuned guys. If you don't mind, please take the time, like and share and subscribe. It's the best way you can support the channel. We've done a whole bunch of testing on this car, and with the winter time and the rain and the snow and everything else, it's been neglected. I did in the meantime finish my Kawasaki project, if you've been following the channel. Anyway, if you're not into bikes, or if you are into bikes, it's a good program to watch. The Peugeot 308cc, every time we switch on the ignition, with the car being ice cold, the high speed fan, so the auxiliary fan for the cooling system, just keeps running. It just runs the battery flat, and as soon as you plug in the diagnostic tool, it loses the power and it cuts out the communication with the ECU, and we can't diagnose further than that. So first things first, I need to replace the fan relay switch, which is a French part made in China. So that's the part number. Easy to get it on eBay guys. I'll probably put a link in the description for that if you're interested. So if your fan overruns the whole time and doesn't want to switch off, I have to keep unplugging the battery lead, just so we're not draining the battery. The battery's pretty flat at the moment because of this issue. That's the new part. So basically this is your high-speed relay fan switch, and what it does is it plugs into the housing. It's got one little fixation on the left hand side, one clip on the right hand side. So you clip the right, screw down the left hand side, and Bob's your uncle. What does this do? Well, it picks up the heat of the air around the radiator and the cooling system, and when it gets too hot, it'll go into a medium speed, and if it gets hotter than that, it'll put your fan into a high speed. We are now stuck in a high speed situation. I've unplugged the battery to resolve the issue, obviously, because I need to get under there and fix it. Guys, I googled this as a part and came across a video, and the guy reckons you need to remove the whole front bumper and valance to just replace a relay switch. You don't need to do that. You need to just remove an under tray. I'll show you what it looks like. I've done that already and put it somewhere. Anyway, there's a under tray that goes just underneath there. It's this guy, protected underneath. You just remove the bumper under tray, jack up the car, and you've got about that much space, and that's enough to get your wrench and your ratchet in there to replace the switch. Now, why are we talking about this when this video is supposed to be about a roof that doesn't work? Well, this thing is just glitched with electrical issues, and having said that, I need to fix everything around to even get to diagnose the roof. So I'm not able to keep my diagnostic tool plugged in for long enough to run tests on the switches, micro switches of the roof, run tests on everything else, and it cuts me out because this is killing my battery. So we're going to get to replace this, and we are going to plug in the scan tool and try and diagnose the issue we're having, and I'll get back to that. So stay tuned, because we're going to get back to what's actually happening behind this. So if you need to know how to replace this, guys, it sits right here. Let me try and get a torch on there for you. Oh, I don't know if you're going to see that. I got my friend Tommy on the camera today, because this is a hard one to film. I'm going to get a torch in there for you, Tom. Okay, so what we're saying is we've removed this protective tray underneath here, and we've got enough to get to that point there. Obviously I've disconnected the battery so that this fan doesn't overrun. I don't know if you can see that, but this doesn't stop running even with a key out the ignition, and it just kills my battery, so we have to do that. But right up there we've got two electrical tabs. They simply clip out, and there's one little screw you've got to pull out. It's a self-tapping screw, Torx 25 T25. Pop it out, put the new one in, and we should be done with that. So I'm going to get that done. Difficult to film, but it's definitely doable. So we're going to get that done and crack on with the diagnostic scan tool. Right, Tommy, I've got all that out. Okay, let's get our headlamp off. Alright guys, these headlamps are super cool. Timo, I don't know if you've heard of Timo, but my wife got it for me. Here's the old unit. You can see a little bit of corrosion. Okay, here we go. I have off camera taken all these little screws out just to see what's gone wrong. We've taken these little screws out. Tommy gave me a hand with that. If I open it up, guys, you can see the corrosion on the PCB board, electrical board, and the most noticeable problem is our coil that's burnt out. I hope you can see that. So there is no easy repair here. I thought, sometimes if a pin is broken, we could always repair that and give that a go, but these are cheap enough, guys. £11. Might as well get it replaced, eh, Tom?
Definitely.
Okay, so we're going to crack on. Again, it's just a little Torx screw. It's the only screw holding that relay in place. Difficult place to film, guys, but you can definitely get your hand in there and a ratchet in there, unscrew it and put the new one back. 2 electrical clips, 1 screw, job done. What I'm going to do is connect the electrics first with the battery unplugged, so we know that it's in all the way. There we go, nice clip there. Don't know how much of this you guys are going to see, but I'm doing the electrical connections first. There's a bit of a push there. There we go, that's nice and in place. Okay, so I'll do it by hand first just to make sure that I'm threading properly. There we go. Like I said, you can definitely get your hand in here. You can definitely see what you're doing, and there's definitely no need. Tell that guy on YouTube, there's no need to take off your bumper, man.
Nor your wheels.
Nor your wheels, nor your arch. That guy stripped the whole front end of his car just to replace the switch. Right, that's hand tight. I'm going to get a ratchet on that. It is just going into a plastic housing, so we don't have to kill it. I hope you guys can see that. Just going to give it 2 little nips. Make sure it's good. Okay, all sorted. Tom, can I ask you to just connect the battery? If the fan doesn't run with the battery connected, then we've accomplished something. Here we go. Fans are running, guys. Job done. We can now start diagnosing this car. So I'm going to plug in our scan tool. I'm using the Top Don. I can't tell you what series it is. I've had it for 2 years. I just don't know. It just says Top Don on the case. It seems to be pretty good. It does the job. I'm going to plug in an auxiliary battery charger on the car to maintain the voltage while we scan and diagnose what I believe to be the problem, and hopefully it helps you guys out. Alright guys, with the fan not running anymore, I'm satisfied that we're not going to drain the battery while trying to diagnose this roof. Just so that you know, it is called the RT Diag 800BT. They've brought out a whole bunch of new ones since this, but there's free updates and it seems to do the job. So I'm going to put the ignition on and I'm going to go to diagnostics. There should be an auto search, which will then pick up the VIN of the car and the model of the car and get us into the right program. I am offline at the moment, so some of the options might not be available. If you connect this to a Wi-Fi system with data, you'll see there's no connection. You can then have other functions. There we go, bling, we got Peugeot, nice. It's connecting, reading vehicle, is that the correct vehicle? Yes it is, it's the 5FX. Okay, we'll do a health report or a system scan. Let's do a system scan. Checking will take some time. We'll fast forward this part for you guys. Ignition on, okay. Scanning the ECU, the built-in systems interface, that's your BSI. I'll probably do a video on how to reset your BSI at some point. Simple process. That's your built-in system interface, controls a lot of your lights, your radios, your aircon units, your temperatures, all that type of thing. Okay, so it's just doing a complete system scan. Once it's loaded, we'll bring you guys back into it and I'll show you exactly what I think the problem is. Alright, the top down has done a scan. I'm going to go into the engine ECU because we know we had a problem with the fan. It should be a stored fault code that most likely needs to be cleared. So we can go read fault code. And there we go. Battery voltage too low. Engine running. Main fan, slow speed control fan, short circuit to earth. That's obviously the coil that's burnt out. And fault on the high speed control of the main fan assembly. Open circuit, short circuit to positive. So that's why the fan continuously ran. So we'll have to go into the OBD and clear these faults. They're obviously stored faults on the ECU. Let's just quickly, if my theory is correct, we're going to go into... just see what else it brings up there. Under inflation, yes, I got a flat tire, engine relay unit, BSM, multifunction display, equip, parking assist, air conditioning, switch, modular, instrument panel, audio, driver's seat, rain airbag, seat belt sensors. Right, I'm actually going to go into the BSI because I believe that's going to be where I'm heading with this video. Sorry guys, I know we trying to do a roof repair video, but things need to be in the right order for us to even diagnose it. So we'll pull up the data on the built-in systems. Alright, so we've done a complete health report on the car. Obviously a couple of things to look into here, but right now our main focus is the roof not working, and this is the interesting one. It's door control pad, 3 errors found. I want to go into that and I'll explain to you why that's important. So we're going to go into that. I'm going to bring up the faults, we'll read them together. So we're going to read fault code. The very first one, absence of communication with the front left electronic window unit, not categorized. Passenger mirror mechanism, sensors, fault, short code. So 2 things on the passenger side, because that's also front left window is passenger side in the UK. Driver's mirror mechanism sensor, okay, that's not going to be related. I'm interested in 09E2 and 09D1, and that's got to do with this door, because this ECU, absence of communication with front left electric window, is most likely the problem with our roof, guys. And let me explain to you why. I'm going to exit this. Leave this here for a minute. I'm going to exit this and try and make sense of this with me. Alright? We've got a roof that needs to open and close. Now, on these cars, Tommy, if you step over here, as soon as I... Oh, there's a leaf. Anyway, as soon as I put my hand on the door, the window goes down. So that I can open the door safely, close the door, and it goes back up because there's a sensor in the handle. I mean, that's easy to see. It's not working on that side. Another thing is that window does not run on the master control unit, and it doesn't run on the sensor control unit for all the windows. So on the door, you've got an individual switch for the passenger, the driver, and the two back. And in the sensor, you've got a master switch for all the windows to open and close at the same time. With that not being able to communicate to the ECU, what I believe is happening here, guys, is the main computer box of the vehicle cannot communicate with the window mechanism. And when you open the roof of the car, the first thing that happens, if you know a convertible car that has a hard top folding roof, is that it's going to protect your windows. The windows are going to drop down by about 2 inches, 40 millimeters, whatever you guys like measure stuff in, 2 fingers, you know. So the windows typically drop down to then allow the roof to open. Once the roof is open, they go back to place. When you want to close the roof, again, windows will drop, roof will close, they'll lock up, and your windows will close. And that's the roof maneuver complete. Because the ECU cannot communicate with that window door module, it's saying it's not safe to open this roof. Don't send power to the roof ECU because it's not safe for the occupants of the vehicle if these windows aren't open prior to opening, prior to closing. So what's happening is that door window mechanism is causing a fault, hence the door panel is off right now. We need to get that sorted out, guys. I know this is long-winded for a roof, but hopefully that helps you understand how the electronics and the mindset behind what needs to work first before everything else can work for your convertible. So go to the chemist, get some medicine, and get well. No, we can't give medicine to the car. We need to buy parts. So I'm going to have to source a Peugeot 308cc window control door module, probably from eBay, and see if I'm almost 100% certain if we get that window replaced, that mechanism replaced, I'll do a video on that. I'm almost certain straight after that I'll probably do a BSI reset, that your body systems interface module will do a reset, do a learning procedure on the window, and I'm almost certain, or I'm like 90% hopeful that that automatically is going to fix our roof issue. So fixing a window has got a lot to do with fixing a roof, but to find out about the window, we needed to fix the fan. So sorry about the fan, but there might be somebody out there with a fan problem and I might have helped them. Guys, like, share, subscribe, stay tuned. I'm going to get a window mechanism and we're going to get this car sorted.